Marie's room. A little indie game that I found in my library that seems like it just may fit the bill as a good ASMR, sort of introspective, thoughtful type game that I like to play. It says this game is meant to be played in one sitting. It doesn't have any save games. It says it's about an hour or so long. And I don't know too much about it. But why don't we get started with Marie's room?
I didn't want to come back. Why would I, after all that's happened, even in here? So, where is the journal? I don't want to go back down.
Okay, it got me. I was trying to see what would happen if I went down the stairs. Picture of some kids. Local wine guide.
California crisp white wines. I'll need a crate of those when I get out of here.
So she's not. There's something that she doesn't want to do.
Look, Mr. Torres, I'm happy he finally got remarried. A honeymoon in the Bahamas. Wish I was there with them. Is that me? Oh my god, the hair. What was I thinking?
That's her. Probably the red hair, I imagine.
Don't need to go in there. That's the bathroom.
Okay.
What, more than 100 again today? Glad I don't have to deal with that anymore.
That is hot.
No, that's her parents' room.
That's not uncommon to what I see. It's like a changing picture frame. Interesting. No entry unless you're a tourist from the future. Well, this must be Marie's room. This is it. A bunch of boxes packed up. She here hides against the wall. I used to do that. Cat stand, bumblebees. Marie's journal. That's what we're looking for. Just a bunch of boxes. Here's a map.
She wouldn't talk to me on the phone, so what else could I do? I drove all the way up there to Vancouver, freezing my ass off in that tin can of a car.
Kelsey's guilt trip. I guess we're Kelsey. Drove from LA to Vancouver. Is that where I live now? It's a postcard from Vancouver.
Of course I knew it was her. Who else? There was only one thing to do. Get to Marie.
Kelsey. Wait, where Kelsey? From Vancouver to Canada. So maybe Marie's in Vancouver now. And we drove up to go see her. Bumblebee. It's like a little kitty cat. Well, let's see what Marie's journal has to say.
Hi, Kelsey. Yes, I'm talking to you. I know you've been reading my journal. Can I ever forgive you for what you did? Honestly, I don't know. I'm trying really hard, but I don't know how. Because I don't understand any of it. You are my friend, and I loved you unconditionally. I did what I did because of you, and I stood up to him because of you. But you, I don't know. Right now, I can't be near you, so I don't want you to come find me. I promise I'll be alright. Marie.
Except she wouldn't be. She would not be all right.
Wait. Oh, I guess we're back in time. Takeout menu.
Every Tuesday, the food trucks would roll in. Me and Marie never missed Jorge's tamales.
Love it.
Mr. Torres gave me my own set of keys, so I'd feel at home. I loved him for it. But every time I used those keys, I felt a pang of guilt.
So I suppose this game, it's memories. Memories of what happened before. I'm just gonna turn down that music setting. Gotta avoid copyright somehow. Name badge.
Food rescue. Yeah,
Victorious.
it was a good place to be. Until Marie showed up. I know she didn't mean anything by it, but the pity in her eyes. Worse than being hungry.
The pity. She felt pitiful.
The Green Eatery. Green as in with fungus. Yes, I am never eating Ayurvedic lasagna ever again. But some people must have liked Mr. Jones's cooking because he was out every night cooking his green stuff.
I don't even know what that meant, Ayurvedic.
I loved skinny dipping, but Marie insisted on wearing this thing. Really, I mean, it was Mr. Jones's pool, after dark. No one would ever come close to the freak. And he wasn't there, just to be clear. But someone else was.
What? These two. I still have no idea of the relationship. It sounds like they were close friends, but what they've talked so far doesn't make it sound like it.
She loved being a birthday girl. Mr. Torres would take her shopping every year.
There's a phone.
That's Trevor's phone number. He called her. I knew he blamed her for everything, though she should have blamed him for what he did to her and Mr. Torres.
Trevor. Trevor did something. I don't know.
I need to find the key. A 5-figure number.
There's a key to some suitcase. Looking for a 5-figure number, huh? Okay. I have a dream.
She once asked me, "Don't you ever dream, Kelsey?" And I said, I don't dream. I plan. What I didn't tell her was that I wouldn't allow anyone to mess with those plans.
It's a weird way to talk about dreaming.
Have you ever peeled an orange so juicy the drops erupted from underneath its skin like fireworks in the setting sun? The trees in Mr. Jones's garden had them. I used to live off his garden vegetables and fruit before I met Trevor.
Okay, we need to figure out who this Trevor is. Hey, there's something under the doormat.
I'm not a shadow person. Yeah, it took me all I had to convince her she wasn't.
I don't understand what that means. Search her jacket.
She asked me why I was so angry all the time, and I told her because it's a dirty deal. It's Russian roulette and utterly unfair. The cards I'd been dealt, any player would have passed. I chose to be angry instead. But Marie, my friend Marie, she got me a new deck and suggested I deal again. He had money. You see? He bought me things. I was gonna wear these to the prom. Fancy, right? At the time, I didn't know where the money came from.
Okay.
There's no such thing as food waste. And don't I know it? The smell of garbage will be in my nose forever, and the taste of it in my mouth. I swore I would never be that hungry again. I didn't care what it took.
So they worked together at this food recycling place. They hung out so much that her dad gave her keys. Something about Trevor.
Marie insisted on saving these. She was going to make a new world with them, whatever that was supposed to be. I've never actually seen her build anything.
A new world out of pizza boxes. Search her backpack. What?
Disgusting, but cheap. I got used to them after I didn't want to go to the food kitchen anymore. The vicious taste of these meatballs still beat the humiliation of being served by Marie.
Oh, served by Marie. So Marie worked at the food bank. But Kelsey actually was a customer of the food bank. That's why she didn't like her look of pity. But I guess they became friends after that. Final inbox beer bottle.
Mr. Torres loved that beer. After the robbery, he only had a couple left. Apparently they were hard to come by. Still, we decided to try a bottle once. Marie loved that label. She drew it in her journal. I remember that. All that happened later that night, I'm not sure. Maybe I don't want to remember.
Okay. To drink some beer. There's a robbery that happened.
I wore those a lot. Not to protect my eyes, but to hide them. I didn't want anyone to know.
That she went to the food bank, I suppose.
Sometimes it got so hot, this thing wasn't doing it anymore. Then we'd take off to Mr. Jones's swimming pool. That night, I guess he must have seen us.
What happened that night? Record player. The world map.
Marie always dreamed about going to Europe. I don't think she ever went.
So they lost touch. Apparently.
Lorraine, Marie's mom, died when she was 5. My mother, she might as well have been dead. She looked more dead than alive, anyhow. Passed out on the couch, empty bottles of gin on the floor.
So we came from a hard family.
La La Land. That movie was a shit piece of crap. Glad Trevor snuck us in. I don't think I could have handled wasting $20 on that. Never thought I'd see Marie there. Then again, she always was a dreamer. I bet she loved it. She never realized I didn't want to be her friend in public.
I wonder if 21418. 21418 happened to be the lock to our case.
I need to find the key. A 5-figure number. She must have written it.
Okay, not that. Worth a shot in a broken window. I'm
She
sorry.
was my friend, and I had to tell her. So I came back here, throwing stones at the window. But she didn't react, so I threw a bigger stone, and it shattered the glass. She kept the stone as a souvenir to remind her not to trust me ever again.
Oh. But what led to them having this little fallout? Need your password.
Damn, what's the password again?
Shadow
I need
person.
to find it. Damn, what's the password again?
It's shadow.
I need to find it.
Person. Oh, nice, it worked. I'm not a shadow person. Okay, your background's like a space thing. That's pretty cool. Doors Wi-Fi, 33% charged. It is July 7th, 2018. Kitty GIF. Yeah, that's pretty cute GIF.
One day, I just had to know, what's up with all the cats? She said she admired them, that they were who they were without any pretense, that they had no fear of confrontation. She wanted to be more like them.
Want to be more like the cats. Alright, my pet is missing.
When Bumblebee went missing, Marie cried for days. She thought I couldn't hear her at night. I could never prove it, but I'm sure it was Trevor.
Trevor. Missing since 6/23, July 7th, so that's like 2 weeks. Bumblebee, 4-year-old cat. Male, orange and white tabby. Bumblebee usually wears a red collar with his name. He's an orange tabby with white chest and paws, green eyes. Please help me find him.
Marie, what were you thinking? You know that's illegal.
She's looking at a weapon, looking for pistols, which is illegal in California. Let's go to
Why
Reddit
does someone
box.
need to get hurt before we step up and act, for Christ's sake? If they had, none of this shit would have happened, and no one would have died.
Wait, someone died. Harassment by fellow student from Mr. Phillips to Marie. Hi Marie, it grieves me to hear that this is how you feel, but I'm afraid there's not much I can do at this stage. I understand you are alarmed and feel unsafe, but Trevor has not broken any school laws, nor has he hurt anyone. I would like to invite you and Trevor into my office to see if we can start up a conversation between the two of you. Let me know when you are ready to talk. You know where to find me. Kind regards, Principal Phillips J. This was 6/12, the day, a week before the cat went missing. There's another one from Trevor.
Oh no. Why didn't you tell me, Marie? No wonder you were so frightened. We never should have gone to the Orange Grove.
So in May, Trevor sent a picture of Marie with some other guy and said, I see you. That's very, very stalker-like. Yeah, that's strange. Don't like that.
Trevor. What an asshole. After we broke up, he got violent sometimes. One day, he dragged me through the school hall by my shirt until one of Marie's geek friends stopped him. Ben, I think it was. He got a lot of shit for it later.
Wait, Trevor was with us, Kelsey? How did Marie get involved with this then?
Mr. Torres. Thick as thieves, those two. Ever since Lorraine died, they only had each other. Marie was suffering when he was in intensive care. That was a nasty knife wound.
Knife wound? What happened?
She wouldn't stop about time travel and black holes and stuff. I just wanted to do something simple. Calculate shit. Boring, is what she said. Her, the weird kid, talked boring. So yeah, we settled on antimatter, because who wants to be boring?
Okay. Whiteboard.
Chemistry holds no surprises. Love that.
Science Project, Marie and Kelsey.
Ah, yes. The science project. Of all people, they chose to pair me with the girl from Food Rescue. Outrageous. But I got over it and chose to work my ass off. I had to if I wanted to get that scholarship.
That must be how they first met. The science project. They got paired up together, and the rest is history.
That's Marie's birthday. That's weird. I guess she wrote it down for that Ben guy, for her pizza and movie party. Alright, I might have been a little jealous.
If I had been, but not her.
Hated that thing.
The Rubik's Cube. That's all she has to say. Hated the Rubik's Cube. Kelsey's phone.
I thought I was so lucky. An adoring boyfriend, free burgers from the kitchen he worked in, sparkly things he bought me. I thought if I took care of him, he'd take care of me, and we'd get out, just in case I didn't get that scholarship. I had no idea where the money came from.
That was our phone. Yeah, anything on the TV? Have you seen this man? String of burglaries in Orange Grove.
Have you seen this man? Yeah, I've seen him.
That must be Trevor then, right?
Mr. Torres and Marie were robbed in their own house, not long after we met at Food Rescue. He was stabbed, almost died. She was knocked out with a baseball bat. She was in the hospital for a while, stitches, concussion. She still had headaches, she said.
I guess that explains some of the answers. Home invaders stab a father, bash his daughter. That's frightening to think that could happen. But was it Trevor getting some sort of revenge?
I didn't like that she kept the stone.
Oh, the stone through the window.
Why did she have to be reminded? I told her I was sorry, but she said it was for me, to remind me.
Smoking jar.
She hated my cigarettes. Every time I felt like going out and buying a pack, she made me put the money in that money jar. One day, that money would pay for our gas to drive to college. We only needed money for the one way. I ended up using it to get to Vancouver.
They're planning on doing big things like going to college and stuff. A smoking jar, a final jar, the world someday jar, and a concerts jar. Okay. We didn't get a lot of it. We didn't get, well, let's see, is there something in Marie's journal here? So this is her page 1 of her journal. Last Hope, Food Rescue, November 9th, 2017. High school kid saves classmates from hunger. After that school article, people kept asking me why I did it. As if I were some kind of hero. So stupid. And I kept telling them the same story. Aren't they sick of it yet? Maybe I should publish a book, my life story, so they'll stop bugging me. Crazy people. Here, for the last time. Last fall, I caught a kid stealing someone's lunch from a backpack. As he stuffed the sandwich in his mouth, our eyes locked. He panicked, dropped the food, and ran. I never realized some of my classmates were actually hungry. So I joined Food Rescue to help. There, the end. Everyone's satisfied. November 17th, 2017. We had a party today, celebrating 3 years of Food Rescue. Everyone was there. All those happy, familiar faces. Loved it. Kelsey came in. I never took her for one of the hunger knows my name, but everyone knows hers. She's gorgeous. It surprised me, is all. I could see the shame in her eyes when she had to accept the bag of groceries from me. Still, I couldn't take my eyes off her. If this world allows someone like Kelsey Jackson to be hungry, it must be everywhere, so I'm going to fight it with everything I've got. November 21st, 2017. OMG, they put me on Kelsey's team. My heart races whenever I stop to think about it. Don't think she's all that pleased, though. I wonder whether she remembers me from Food Rescue. God, I hope not. I feel so connected to her. Isn't that weird? I'd love for us to be friends. She's just amazing. Can't wait to start working on our science project. Did you get that? Our project. I feel like I'm gonna explode from excitement. So that must be when they first met. And it sounds like even though Kelsey doesn't even know Marie's name, Marie knew her, knew a lot about her, was excited. She knew a lot about Kelsey. December 4th, 2017. I screwed up, but I was worried. I'm still worried. And what else could I do? Kelsey hasn't been to food rescue in a while, and I just wanted to make sure she wasn't hungry or something. So I offered her my sandwich. Why did I do that? Now we'll never be friends. Good one, Marie. Really, really well done. She looked at me like I was crazy and walked out. And now we're behind with the project due. I hope we make the deadline. And then lots of arg, 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 arg. Yeah, Kelsey just doesn't want to feel ashamed about using it. About being hungry. Doesn't want her classmates and stuff to know. Doesn't want the pity. December 22nd, 2017. Just stop. Why do you keep writing this shit? I know there isn't much news in Orange Grove, but it's been ages. Not literally, but you know. They're never gonna find them. I wish everyone would just stop. Leave us alone so I can forget that whole god-awful night. Some think my dad was a hero for trying to stop them. Truth is, we never saw them coming. When that guy jumped and stabbed my dad, something snapped, and I would have punched him, scratched his eyes out. I swear. I think I could have killed him. But the other one got to me before I even knew there were two. I never saw their faces. Neither did my dad. So they never got them. I'm not fearless. Seemed like a tough night, a really tough night. I can only imagine. I think people break into your home. January 5th, 2018. We're all just matter. That's what Kelsey keeps saying, and she's right. But matter is also life, and life is something we need to take care of. She likes to be out on a limb. She says she's got nothing to lose, bam. She didn't even realize what she was saying, or maybe I'm too sensitive. Guess that'll show me to believe that we were friends. I guess I am a shadow person after all. I think she's gonna break her neck, by the way. See if I care. She has nothing to lose. She didn't realize what she was saying. How did that stop them from being friends? What's a shadow person? Just someone in the background. January 10th, 2018. I love cats because they're not afraid to be difficult. January 19th, 2018. Picture of her January 28th, 2018. I'm trying to ignore the fact that all of Kelsey's cute stuff is paid for with Trevor's money. He is such a creep. I don't get what she sees in him. She says I'm jealous as if. Thing is, she thinks she needs him to get away from all this. But she doesn't. She got away from her mom all on her own. Kelsey's the smartest, coolest, sweetest person you can imagine. She doesn't need anyone to get her out. She can do that all on her own. Too bad she just doesn't believe that herself yet. Maybe to avoid having to go to the food bank and stuff, Kelsey just thought that just find a rich person and have him buy you things and that would solve everything. I guess not, right? February 14th, 2018. Fuck, I'm so stupid. I finally got to see La La Land. They showed it on Classics Night at the theater. I went with Ben. Loved it. Kelsey was there too. I was so happy to see her. I actually freaking hugged her. And she pushed me away. Asked me what I thought I was doing. And that Trevor asshole was enjoying the show and her stupid cheerleader friends. So maybe it kind of... Oh, I am alone. Maybe it was kind of... Why do we stop being friends with Marie? Trevor being with this rich guy Trevor was making us have a big hedge, maybe. Big head. February 14th, 2018. I feel out of place everywhere outside of this room. She said she was sorry, I know, but fuck, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. That's not what a friendship should be like, right? I feel disconnected. She did not want to be my friend. She was embarrassed. Fuck. February 16th, 2018. Okay, I've calmed down a bit. That La La night, she was with Trevor, and he is such a fucking asshole. She's different when she's around him. Not that it makes it alright. But she did come straight over to tell me she was sorry. She knows she was wrong. Broke my window with that damn rock. She said if I'd answered the call of the pebbles, she wouldn't have thrown the rock. She's been here ever since. Doesn't have anywhere else to go, really. Except for Trevor. I'm glad she'd rather sleep here. Right now, as I write this, she's on the bed going over some notes from class. I like having her here, and Dad's okay with it. So, something about us changed. Caused us to change. Made us, while we were with Trevor and acting all high and mighty. When you're around others, they don't want to see, or we don't want them to see, but in private, but we shouldn't do it that way. March 17th, 2018. Oh, those sparkly shoes, she wears them all the time. Last night the heels dug into my calf. That freaking hurt. Have you seen those heels? So I yanked them off of her feet and told her not in the bed. She was amused. I can't think why. To be honest, I wish I was a size 9, but because they looked absolutely gorgeous, on Kelsey's feet at least, when I tried them on, I looked like a little girl trying on mommy's shoes. March 17th, 2018. You may have noticed, Sweet Journal, that there are less and less F words in so friggin' proud. Huh? Only when I go berserk, like when Kelsey threw that rock through my window, then it's hard to keep up. Did you know that as a little girl I used to curse abundantly, trying to extend my vocabulary here? Dad thought it indicated intelligence, and I guess it looked cute up to a certain age, but he said Mom hated it. So every time I used the F word, he made me put a piece of candy in the swear jar. Can't tell you how much that hurt every time, because I'd never see it again. I think he secretly ate it. He must have rejoiced. Yep, vocabulary extension again. Every time I swore like a madman. Mad woman. Must have. March 27th, 2018. She called me her friend today. I am not a shadow person anymore. She's my friend. I have a dream. April 9th, 2018. Kelsey is so angry at the world, like, all the time. It's kind of annoying, but I get it. We all have a different story to tell. So, as a friend, I did the only decent thing. I told her she could do anything she wanted. She just had to make it happen, not wait for it. I told her to deal again, not drugs. The cards. April 11th, 2018. Kelsey broke up with Trevor, finally. She can do so much better than that total loser. He assaulted her in the school hallway. Of course, no one saw it happen, but he literally tore the clothes from her body. F censored. I promised not to swear, so there you go. But she's done with him now. Things can only get better. April 13th, 2018. I think he's crazy. He keeps calling me at the most impossible hours just to yell at me, calling me names, threatening me that if I don't let Kelsey go, he'll do this or that, as if I got her tied up in here. I now unplug the phone when I go to sleep. So I guess Trevor thinks that it's Marie's fault that Kelsey broke up, because he's been spending so much time here that she's holding her back from him. May 19th, 2018. Today was a good day. Only 5 emails from Trevor. Only 5. I hope he's finally getting it. She's not coming back. He really holds me responsible for it. I can handle that if it keeps him away from her. When I saw him in the hallway this morning, he slid his finger across his throat again. If he wasn't such a scary-ass clown, I'd laugh. But he does scare me. I don't tell Kelsey these things. She shouldn't worry. May 22nd, 2018. These are the good times that make me forget. All of my troubles seem so far away. Wait a minute, is that a song? May 19th, 2018. Kelsey took me swimming in Mr. Jones's pool. I was scared shitless the first time, but 2 beers and freshly picked oranges. Chill. Best night ever. June 12th, 2018. They're not listening. I've tried every authority at school. I even tried the cops, but they just patted my shoulder. Poor little girl, still traumatized. Bump on the head didn't do her any good. Fuck. Yes, I'm swearing now. A jar full of candy. What should I do? I wish I could tell Kelsey, but she'd go insane and get herself hurt. Or worse, go back to him. Trevor is dangerous. June 23rd, 2018. I know it's him, and there's nothing I can do. They never believe me. I don't think I'll ever see Bumblebee again. Yas was right when he lost her cat, and thinks that it was Trevor has been harassing her, but she can't do anything about it. She doesn't want to get Kelsey involved because they might go back. June 30th, 2018. I can't sit and watch. I'll have to be fearless. I found this site where you can buy guns off anyone. Not that I mean to shoot anyone, it's just I don't know what to do anymore. It's for protection, you know. Isn't that what they say? Anyways, there was this guy who wanted to sell me this totally new 9mm. I'm meeting him out of town somewhere, a little shady, I admit, but with Trevor lurking around, I'll take my chances. I feel like she has to buy a gun just to protect herself. So the current day was July 7th, June 30th, 2018. There's been another home invasion, just 2 blocks away from here. They killed the woman this time, and the police think it's Trevor. Suppose it was him in our house. I can't wrap my head around it. It's too big, but Kelsey says it isn't true. That Trevor is a bastard but would never commit such violent acts. Looking at that torn t-shirt, I think she might be in denial there. July 5th, 2018. I did it. I hope I'm not going to regret this. July 7th, 2018. We needed this. Beer, water, and oranges. Like so many nights before Trevor. No, I'm not going to let him spoil my night at the pool with Kelsey. He who shall not be named shall not be named. Not today. So on the very last day they went to the pool together. But then Trevor showed up. There's also these little numbers in the bottom here. So 3, 4, 9, 5, 1, 3, 4, 9, 5, 1. That has to be the combination.
I need to
3,
find the key.
4,
A 5-figure
9,
number.
5, 1.
Yay! Good work, Kelsey. Oh
Oh,
my
it's
God.
a gun. There is a gun in the case.
The past, like the future, is indefinite and exists only as a spectrum of possibilities. Stephen Hawking said that. I wish it were true. But there was nothing I could do about the past. It was definite as hell. Sometimes I didn't get Marie. I really thought a night by Jones's pool would help her relax. She used to love it there. But she insisted someone had been watching us.
Trevor.
I just wanted to have a good time, and she was ruining it. So I said some things I shouldn't have. She just stood there, staring at the window. I was so annoyed. And that's when I knew she'd been right. Trevor. Right there in the room. He'd just come in through the open window. How did he find us? He didn't know where Marie and I lived. I always made sure of that. But he took an orange from his backpack and started peeling it. It had been Trevor by the pool, and he'd followed us home. He said to Marie, "I told you not to mess with me." But still, I didn't get it. No, it wasn't until he started moving in on her that I realized it was Marie. He was after Marie. He blamed her for everything, and he had a knife. I'd never seen him so angry, so evil. Marie tried to get it away from him. He asked her why she never answered her phone. Did she not read her emails? Or did she think they were hollow threats? God, I just wanted to punch him with anything I could lay my hands on. My backpack. I smashed it against his wrist, knocking the knife out of his hands. Marie went for it, but Trevor was faster. He kicked her in the head. I dove for the knife, but he jumped me. As we struggled, he hissed, "Didn't I get enough action yet? Maybe I needed another baseball bat to get my kicks." I stopped, because right then I knew what he was up to. He asked Marie about Mr. Torres. Was he all right? Did he still get stomach aches? Marie lay on the floor by the bed, in shock,
Wow.
realizing it had been Trevor who almost killed her father. Then Trevor looked at me, added with a smile. And her. That's when it all went to pieces. Trevor ripped us apart, and he was enjoying it. Marie didn't understand. I tried to explain, apologized, but she wasn't listening. She kept asking me if I'd been there with Trevor, in their house. Trevor stirred things up even more. He told her it was me who had hit her over the head with a baseball bat, that I'd enjoyed it. I screamed in frustration, "No, that's not what happened." Tears streamed down Marie's face. She couldn't believe I would do that. Hurt her deliberately. God, I wanted Trevor to stop talking. I attacked him, scratched his face, hit him wherever I could. I hated him. He was twisting everything. I wanted to tell her that I was sorry. Yes, we robbed the house, and we got caught by Mr. Torres. But I never meant for anyone to get hurt. I didn't smash Marie's head. I panicked. I wanted to stop her from seeing me. When I realized how badly injured she was, I called the police. I tried to stay, but Trevor wouldn't let me. He pulled me by my hair into the van. But Marie wasn't listening. I was losing it, and I like to think I beat Trevor up pretty good. But Trevor punched back harder and faster. He was about to crack my skull. Marie clawed for the box beside her, opened it. She screamed, told us to stop, pointed that 9mm at us. Trevor went nuts, charged for her. She screamed, told him to stay back. She'd never shot a gun in her life. She wasn't going to start now. Trevor grabbed her by the shoulders and... What do you think you remember is not necessarily what really happened, or how others remember it. But Trevor fell back on the carpet, dead. That we all remember.
Wow. I'm getting a phone call.
Mom, where are you? Did you get the journal?
I'll be down in a minute.
Aunt Marie is getting a little worked up here. She threatened to smoke a cigar. In your car.
Don't let her. Don't let her smoke. I love that car.
She knows you do. Get down here, Mom. You're taking like forever.
I'll be down in a minute.
Bring the journal.
So, Trevor was a bad influence. Had she been to Marie's house before she met Trevor? Did you think it'd be a good place to rob, or did they just pick a random house that turned out to be Marie's home? But she did go with them and stabbed her dad and hit her in the head. Not on purpose, but that's probably why. Wait, so Kelsey did all that and then was with Trevor, and then that's when she wanted to get away, when she saw the bad things that Trevor was making her do, the bad influence, when she felt sorry and stayed here. But still, that's robbing. That's crazy. So here's the last bit of Marie's journal. I regret food rescue. I regret the science project. I regret it all. My father could have died because of me. My inability to pick real friends. Kelsey never was who she said she was. I never really knew her. It turned out it all been bullshit, and I am so stupid. I should have realized it at that La La night and walked away for good. because someone died. Right in this room. I made him die. I pulled the trigger, made a bullet pierce his head, made his blood soak the carpet, drip through the cracks into the floor where it will remain forever, to bear witness to what I'm capable of. I can't stay here. Am I the same me? I don't know anymore. I have to fix this fix me. Away from her, I have to focus on the positives in my life and stop questioning myself. Why did she do it? Why did I do it? Did I deserve this? Am I an evil person? A killer? I shot him in the head for Christ's sake. Could have gone for his leg. Dad calls them intrusive thoughts. I say they're the truth. I'm stronger than I look. I can do this. I will go up north to Uncle George as Dad suggested. Nice and cool up there. I'll be able to think and finish high school. I'm leaving this journal here because I need a clean slate and fresh pages. I'm sorry. Dear diary, maybe I'll send for you someday when all of this is long over and I've dealt with being a murderer. Hi, Kelsey. Yes, I'm talking to you. I know you've been reading my journal. Can I ever forgive you for what you did? Honestly, I don't know. I'm trying really hard, but I don't know how, because I don't understand any of it. You were my friend, and I loved you unconditionally. I did what I did because of you. I stood up to him because of you. But you, I don't know. Right now, I can't be near you, so I don't want you to come find me. I promise I'll be alright. Marie. So she went up to Vancouver, still sent a postcard. And then Kelsey's guilt trip, she drove from California up to Vancouver as well. And it looks like now, years later, luckily, looks like we have a child of our own, and they just said Aunt Marie's in the car. So we must have made up. She left her house, left her things behind, went up to Vancouver, but she fulfilled her promise to her journal that one day she'll pick it back up. And pick it back up she did. And we're still friends. And Marie still has those thoughts in her head, and Kelsey feels guilty. And both sides aren't wrong, especially with what Marie went through. It'd be so hard to forgive when your mom. But in the end, they made it work. They made it work. That's a good story. Short, simple, sweet. That was Marie's room. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, my friends. Goodbye.